Hi, everybody. I hope all of you had a good weekend and a good Memorial Day. Today is Tuesday, May 26, 2020. After I read from Ready Freddy, then we'll have a math lesson today. Okay, so we are on chapter 6. It's called Not So Bad After All. There were only two bad things about breaking my arm. One, my punishment. I couldn't have a sleepover with Robbie for a whole month. Two, I had to wrap my cast in a plastic bag whenever I took a bath. Because I couldn't get my cast wet, my mom didn't let me play with my sharks in the tub. Otherwise, breaking my arm had its advantages. My parents and my sister had to do a lot of stuff for me. On Monday morning, my mom had to help me get dressed for school because it was hard for me to lift my arm over my head to put on my shark t-shirt. Be careful, baby, my mom said. Lift your arm slowly. Are you okay? Yeah, but it's still pretty sore, so I don't think I can make my bed. Oh, don't be silly, sweetheart. I don't expect you to make your bed. Not with a broken arm. Dr. Carton told you to move it as little as possible. Not make my bed. This was great. My mom was such a neat freak that I usually had to make my bed before I came down for breakfast, and she would do a bed check while I was eating to make sure I had really done it. Where's your backpack, honey? My mom asked. I'm going to carry it downstairs for you. I think I threw it in the closet. Freddie, you know I like you to hang it on the hook so it stays nice. Stays nice? Who was she kidding? No boy's backpack stays nice. If it looks too clean, kids can think you're a geek. In fact, when she bought it, I stepped on it with my dirty shoes and dropped it in a mud puddle, just so it wouldn't look brand new. She found my backpack, and we went downstairs. How's it feeling this morning, sport? My dad asked, looking up from his paper. Here's the picture. Okay, I guess, but I think it would feel a lot better if I stayed home from school and rested. Maybe that's not such a bad idea, my mom said, caressing my head. This is a rather serious injury. What do you think, Daniel? Should he stay home? What? Susie said, choking on her cereal. You're going to let him stay home from school? That's not fair. Susie, this is none of your business, my dad said. But, Susie whined, you said we only stay home if we have a temperature or if we're throwing up. And Freddie isn't hot, and he's not tossing his cookies. Here's the picture. Hey, brat, I said, wagging a finger from my left hand in her face. You're not my mother. Enough, my dad barked. Then he turned to me. Freddie, that was a good try, but you're going to school. Dr. Carton said you did not have to miss any school. You're just not allowed to run around at recess or climb the monkey bars. Correction. There were 3 bad things about breaking my arm, but recess is my favorite part of the day. What am I supposed to do while my friends play sharks and minnows? Sit on the bench? Maybe you could play in the playhouse with the girls, Susie said, smiling. I stuck my tongue out at her. What's wrong with that? My mom asked. I think that's a great idea. I'll tell you what's wrong with that. I don't want everyone to laugh at me. They won't laugh, my mom said. Yes, they will, especially Max. You know, the biggest bully in the whole first grade. He'll laugh and laugh. Picture. Well, I think you're being silly. But suit yourself. Hurry up and eat your cereal. I don't want you to be late. I picked up my spoon and dipped it in the bowl. I started to lift the spoon to my mouth, but my hand was shaking, and I hit my chin instead. Milk and cereal dribbled down my chin and plopped into my lap. Oh, great, I cried. Ha, 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 that was hilarious, Susie squealed. The milk stain makes it look like you peed your pants. Thanks a lot. Susie, my dad said, you could be a little nicer to your brother. He's a righty, so he has to get used to doing things with his left hand. It's not as easy as it looks. Yeah, I'd like to see you eat with your left hand, I said. I would, but the bus will be here any minute, Susie said, getting up from the table. I don't want to be late. Oh no, my mom said. I didn't realize how late it was. Forget the cereal, Freddie. You can take a banana on the bus. You'd better hurry up, Susie called from the front hall. I'm not going to wait for you. Oh, yes, you are, my dad hollered back. Susie Marie Thresher, get back in here right now. What? Susie said, sticking her head through the kitchen doorway. Not only are you going to wait for your brother, but you're going to carry his backpack as well. What? You mean that ugly thing with the big fin on the back? Yep. You can't be serious. You're joking, right? What am I, his slave? As a matter of fact, for the next few days you are, my dad said. He needs all the help he can get. Boy, you can say that again, Susie mumbled as she grabbed my backpack and headed for the door. And there's the last picture, and that's the end of the chapter. So tomorrow, I'll read chapter 7. Okay, I'd like you just to look at my screen. At the top it says, which way would you rather share a cookie? So if you look at the first cookie and you see the pink line breaking apart the cookie, the part on one side is your piece of the cookie. The part on the other side would be my piece of the cookie. Would you like to share it that way? Or look at the other cookie. The line goes right down the middle of the cookie. Then there's your piece of the cookie and my piece of the cookie. Which would be the best way to share the cookie? How about now? So the first cookie is broken up into 4 pieces, and the second cookie is broken up into 4 pieces. But do you see how they look different? The first cookie is broken up into 4 equal pieces. All the pieces are the same. The second cookie is broken up into pieces that are not all equal. They're not all the same. So which one would be the right way to share a cookie? It would be the first one, right? Okay, now I'd like you to take out your workbook page that looks like mine. We're on lesson 8. It's called Equal Parts. Now, usually if we were in our classroom, we would use pattern blocks to do this, but we can still do it without them. So, the first one is the shape of a trapezoid. So, what we would do is we would put a trapezoid pattern block on our shape of a trapezoid, and we would make 2 equal parts. Then we have the triangle. And the triangle we would put as many times as we could onto our shape of the triangle, and we would have 4 equal parts. So trace over the 4 and trace over the 2. Then the last one is a square, and we're going to put the square inside our square shape and make as many equal parts as we can. So if we did that, it would be broken up into 4 equal parts. So then trace over the 4 under the square. So this shows us how we would count the equal parts. So the trapezoid, we have 1 equal part, 2 equal parts. So that one's 2. The triangle, we would break up into 4 triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the square would be broken up into 4 equal squares. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's go on to the next page. At the top it says, a whole can be separated into equal parts, or equal shares. That's another name for equal parts, equal shares. Equal parts of the whole are the same size. So if we broke up the square into equal parts, we could have 4 equal squares. So trace over the 4. Then the next one is another square. This time we're going to break it up into 2 equal parts. So you would put a line right down the middle of the square. That would be 2 equal parts. So what you could do to figure out how many equal parts there are is you could put a number and you could count how many there are all together. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one is 1, 2. Okay, the next part says write how many equal parts. So all you have to do is count how many parts there are, or you could write numbers in there. So for this one, you'd write a 1 and a 2. There are 2 equal parts. Then let's look at the circle that's broken up into equal parts. You'd have 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can write those numbers in with your pencil. The next part says draw lines to show equal parts. On this part, I want you to remember the cookie example that we did at the beginning of the lesson today. So you're going to draw lines to show equal parts. So think about how you could break up this triangle into 2 equal parts. You could draw a line right down the middle. So you start at the point at the top, and you would draw a line going right down the middle. That would show 2 equal parts. Then we're going to break the rectangle into 4 equal parts. So what you would do is find about the middle of the rectangle, draw a line going down all the way to the other side. Then you'd start on this side and you draw a line going all the way across. Then your rectangles should be broken up into 4 equal parts. Talk math at the bottom. How do you know when parts are equal? Well, when they're equal, I'd like you to talk about that with somebody. When they're equal, you should all be getting about the same. Okay, number 5. Write how many equal parts. So you can take your pencil and you can write in the numbers of how many equal parts there are, and then write the number on the line. Do the same thing for number 6, number 7, and number 8. Write how many equal parts there are. Remember, you can write the numbers inside each part, if that helps you. The next part says, draw lines to show equal parts. So in number 9, write 4 equal parts. So how would you break up that square to make 4 equal parts? Number 10, the trapezoid. I want you to break that up into 2 equal parts. So draw a line to show how you would do that. Okay, the bottom part for number 11 says, circle the shape that shows equal parts. Only one of the circles is broken up into equal parts. I want you to look carefully at those and circle the one that shows equal parts. Number 12 says, Jasmine cuts her sandwich into 2 equal parts. Circle Jasmine's sandwich. So which one is broken up into 2 equal parts? There's only one of them. Which one is it? Look at them carefully. Then circle the one that's broken up into 2 equal parts. Number 13 says, Damon is sharing a pie equally with himself and 3 friends. How many equal parts does he need? Draw lines to show the equal parts. So it shows you what the pie looks like. Remember, there's Damon and his 3 friends. So how many friends are sharing the pie? I want you with a pencil to show me with lines how you would break up that pie to show equal parts. And then on the line, I want you to write how many equal parts is that? Count the equal parts after you draw them. Okay, number 14 says, Isabel and Katie cut this pizza to share with their two friends. So you can see how the pizza is cut into pieces. Tell why they are wrong. Make it right. So Isabel and Katie cut the pizza to share with their two friends. So think about how many friends are sharing the pizza. They didn't cut the pizza correctly. I want you to, on the lines, draw a picture of how the pizza should be cut. Show me how it should be cut into equal pieces for Isabel and Katie and their friends. Okay, have a great day, everybody.